Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and press the bell icon. Flowbite is an open source UI library based on Tailwind CSS, featuring dark mode, a Figma design system, templates and common components like buttons, dropdowns and modals, along with advanced elements like date pickers. Built with Tailwind's utility classes and vanilla JavaScript, it also supports TypeScript. In this video, you will learn how to install Flowbite with Tailwind CSS 4.0 in Angular 19. You will also learn how to implement a feature to close the Flowbite drop-down menu and megamenu when clicking outside. Before we proceed, let's take a look at the demo. Here, you can see the Flowbite navbar with a drop-down menu. Click on the drop-down menu to open it, and click again to close it. Click on the drop-down menu to open it, and click outside to close it. As you can see, it's working perfectly. Let's see if this works in responsive mode also. Click on the hamburger menu to open the navbar. Click here to open the drop-down menu. Click here to close the drop-down menu. Click on the drop-down menu to open it, and click outside to close it. You can see that it works perfectly in responsive mode as well. Click here to open the drop-down, then click on the hamburger menu to close the drop-down. You can see the drop-down has been closed. Here, you can see Flowbite navbar with a megamenu. Click on the megamenu to open it, and click again to close it. Click on the megamenu to open it, and click outside to close it. Let's see if this works in responsive mode also. Click on the hamburger menu to open the navbar. Click here to open the megamenu. Click here to close the megamenu. Click on the megamenu to open it, and click outside to close it. You can see that it works perfectly in responsive mode as well. Click here to open the megamenu, then click on the hamburger menu to close the megamenu. You can see the megamenu has been closed. If you click here, the megamenu will open. Let's see how to implement this feature in Flowbite. Here, I have already downloaded the Angular 19 app using the command ng-new, selected CSS for the style sheet, and chose no for server-side rendering. Now type the command cd your project name to navigate to the project directory. Open your project in Visual Studio Code. Open package.json file. Here you can see Angular version is 19.2.0. If you open the src/app folder, you will see all the required files. Let's run our app. Click here and open a new terminal. Type the command ng-serve and press enter to run your Angular app. Go to your browser and navigate to localhost:4200, and you will see Angular homepage. Now, let's install Tailwind CSS 4.0 and Flowbite. Go back to Flowbite docs. Scroll down and in the integration guides, click on Angular. Here, we have already installed Angular and started the server, so go to the next steps. First, we need to install Tailwind CSS and post CSS via npm by running the following command. Copy this command. Click here and select Command Prompt to open a new command prompt. Paste the command which you have copied and press enter to install Tailwind CSS and post CSS. Both Tailwind CSS and post CSS have been installed successfully. Next, we need to create .postcssrc.json file in the root of our project. Copy this file name. Right-click in the root of your project and select New File. Paste the file name which you have copied and the .postcssrc.json file will be created. Now, we need to include the Tailwind PostCSS plugin inside .postcssrc.json file. Copy this code and paste it inside the .postcssrc.json file. Next, we need to import the core Tailwind directive inside the styles.css file. Copy this code. Open styles.css file which is inside the src folder and paste the code which you have copied. Open app.component.html file. Remove this code. Add an h3 tag with the text hello Angular and the class text green 500. Go to your browser, and if you don't see the green colored text, it means we need to restart the server. Open the terminal in which the server is running. Press Ctrl+C to stop the server and restart the server using ng-serve command. Go back to your browser, and you should now see the text Hello Angular in green. Now let's install Flowbite. First, we need to install Flowbite as a dependency using npm by running the following command. Copy this command. Paste the command which you have copied and press Enter to install Flowbite. Flowbite has been installed successfully. Next, we need to import the default theme variables from Flowbite inside the styles.css file. Copy this code. Open styles.css file and paste the code after the Tailwind directives. Next, we need to import the Flowbite plugin inside styles.css file. Copy this code. Paste the code here. Next, we need to configure the source files of Flowbite inside styles.css file. Copy this code. Paste the code after Flowbite plugin. Finally, we need to update the app.component.ts file to use the init Flowbite function to enable the interactive components via data attributes. Copy this code. Open app.component.ts file, implement on init and import it from Angular/core. Now, paste the code here which you copied. We need to import init Flowbite from Flowbite. Copy this import statement. Paste the import statement here. Open package.json file, and you'll see that at Tailwind CSS/post CSS version is 4.0.14, Flowbite version is 3.1.2, post CSS version is 8.5.3, and Tailwind CSS version is 4.0.14. We've set up Flowbite with Tailwind 4.0. Now let's add the navbar component to see if it's working. Look for the navbar component. Click on navbar. Here is the navbar with dropdown. Click on the hamburger menu. Click here to open the dropdown. We will use this navbar component with dropdown. Click here to copy the code. Open app.component.html file. Paste the code here. Go back to your browser and you will see the navbar with dropdown menu. Click here to open the drop-down menu. If it doesn't open, reload the page. Let's open it in responsive mode also. Click here to open the drop-down menu. Now, let's implement the logic to close the drop-down menu when we click outside of it. Let's create a component for the navbar with a drop-down. In your terminal, type the command ng, g, c, navbar and press Enter. Navbar component HTML, spec.ts, .ts and CSS files have been generated. Cut this code and paste it inside navbar.component.html file. Open app.component.ts file, add the navbar component inside the imports array and import it. Now open app.component.html file and add app navbar selector. Go back to your browser and you will see the navbar with drop-down menu. Reload the page, then click the drop-down to open it, and click again to close it. Open navbar.component.ts file. Create a signal named isDropdownOpen with an initial value of false. Import signal from @Angular/core. Create another signal named isMobileMenuOpen with an initial value of false. The isDropdownOpen signal keeps track of whether the drop-down menu is open or closed. It starts with a value of false, which indicates that the drop-down is initially closed. Similarly, the isMobileMenuOpen signal keeps track of whether the mobile menu is open or closed. It also starts with a value of false, which indicates that the mobile menu is initially closed. Declare a private variable named dropDownElement of type elementRef. Import elementRef from @Angular/core. This will reference the drop-down element in the DOM, enabling us to interact with it. In the constructor, inject elementRef and assign it to the drop-down element variable. This stores a reference to the DOM element, allowing us to manipulate it within the component. Next, we use @hostListener to listen to a click event on the document. Import hostListener from @angular/core. The $event argument passes the native DOM event to the click outside method. Every time the document is clicked, the click outside method will be called. The click outside method will be triggered whenever a click event occurs. Click outside accepts an event of type event as its parameter. This event contains details about the click, such as the target element. Inside this method, we check if the dropdown is open and if the click target is outside the element with the dropdown container ID. If both conditions are true, the dropdown is closed by setting isDropdownOpen to false. Define a method named toggleDropdown, passing an event of type event as an argument. Inside the method, we use event.stopPropagation to prevent the click event from propagating to the document and triggering other click-related handlers, like the one that closes the dropdown. Then we toggle the dropdown state. If it's open, it will be closed, and if it's closed, it will be opened. The isDropdownOpen method retrieves the current state and set updates it. Define a method named toggleMobileMenu that toggles the state of the mobile menu. It checks the current state using isMobileMenuOpen, then sets the opposite value open or closed using set. Open navbar.component.html file. First, remove this code. In this button, we use the click event binding to call the toggleMobileMenu method, which toggles the mobile menu's open or closed state when clicked. In this div element, we use the ngClass directive to dynamically apply the hidden class if the isMobileMenuOpen signal is false, which means the mobile menu is closed. Remove this hidden class. Here you can see an error, can't bind ngClass. Open navbar.component.ts file. Add common module in the imports array and import it. You can see the error is now resolved. Next, inside the second li tag, add a div element with the ID of dropdown container and the class relative. Here is the dropdown container ID, which we are using to detect clicks outside the dropdown. Cut this closing div tag and paste it before the second closing li tag. Remove this code. In this button, use the click event binding to call the toggleDropdown method, which toggles the dropdown and pass $event as an argument. Remove this ID. In this div element, we use the ngClass directive to dynamically apply the hidden class if the isDropdownOpen signal is false, which means the dropdown menu is closed. Remove this hidden class. Add the classes absolute left 1/2 and translate x 1/2 to center the element horizontally within its parent. Go to your browser. Click on the drop-down menu to open it, and click again to close it. Click on the drop-down menu to open it, and click outside to close it. Let's see if it works in responsive mode also. Click on the hamburger menu to open the navbar. Click here to open the drop-down menu. Click again to close it. Click here to open the drop-down. Now click outside to close it. Click here to open the drop-down, then click on the hamburger menu to close the drop-down. Click here to open the drop-down menu. Let's add some margin on top. Add the class MT2 to set the top margin to 0.5 rem or 8 pixels. Go to your browser, and you'll see that the top margin has been applied to the drop-down menu. Clicking on the drop-down opens or closes it, clicking outside closes the drop-down, and clicking on the hamburger menu also closes it. Everything is working as expected in desktop mode as well. Now, let's see how to do the same with the megamenu. Go back to Flowbite docs. Look for megamenu component. Click on megamenu. We will use the megamenu with icons. Click here to copy the code. Open your terminal. In your terminal, type the command ng gc megamenu and press enter. Megamenu component HTML, spec.ts, .ts and CSS files have been generated. Close all the files except app.component.ts and app.component.html. Open megamenu.component.html file and paste the code which you have copied. Open app.component.ts file, add megamenu component in the imports array and import it. Next, open app.component.html file, comment out app navbar selector, and add app megamenu selector. Go to your browser, reload the page, then click on the megamenu to open it. Click on the hamburger menu to open the megamenu. The megamenu opens and closes when clicked. Now, let's implement the functionality to close the megamenu when clicking outside. Open megamenu.component.ts file. Create a signal named isMobileMenuOpen with an initial value of false. Import signal from @Angular/core. The isMobileMenuOpen signal keeps track of whether the mobile menu is open or closed. It starts with a value of false, which indicates that the mobile menu is initially closed. Create another signal named isMegaMenuOpen with an initial value of false. The isMegaMenuOpen signal keeps track of whether the megamenu is open or closed. It starts with a value of false, indicating that the megamenu is initially closed. In the constructor, we inject element ref, which allows us to access the DOM elements associated with this component. This enables us to perform operations like querying elements directly when needed. Import element ref from @Angular/core. Now, define the toggle mobile menu method. Inside this method, we first update the state of the mobile menu by toggling its current value open or closed using the update method. If the mobile menu is not open, we explicitly set it to false using the set method. Next, define the toggle megamenu method. The method accepts an argument event of type mouseEvent, which contains information about the mouse click. Inside the method, we first call event.stopPropagation to prevent the click event from propagating further and potentially triggering other click-related actions. Then, we toggle the state of the megamenu by updating its current value open or closed using the update method. Then, use the @hostListener decorator to listen for a click event on the document. Import hostListener from @Angular/core. The $event in the @hostListener decorator tells Angular to pass the event object into the onClickOutside method when the click event is triggered on the document. Inside the onClickOutside method, event is the parameter that receives the event object. This is the same object that Angular passes from the @hostListener. Inside the method, we use querySelector to select the elements with the IDs megamenu icons dropdown and megamenu icons dropdown button. These elements are assigned to dropdown button and dropdown menu, respectively, using this .elementRef.nativeElement. We then check if the click occurred inside either of these elements by using the contains method. If the click happened outside both the drop-down button and the menu, we set is megamenu open to false, which closes the megamenu. Open megamenu component.html file. Remove this code. In this button, we use the click event binding to call the toggle mobile menu method, which toggles the mobile menu's open or close state when clicked. Here we use the ngClass directive to conditionally apply the hidden class to the div based on the isMobileMenuOpen signal. When the signal is false, the hidden class is added, hiding the div mobile menu. When the signal is true, the div is visible. Here you can see an error can't bind ngClass, since it isn't a known property of div. Open megamenu.component.ts file, add common module in the imports array and import it. You can see the error is now resolved. Remove this code. In this button with the ID megamenu icons dropdown button, we use the click event binding to call the toggle megamenu method. When the button is clicked, it triggers the method and passes the click event, $event, as an argument. Next, in this div element with the ID megamenu icons dropdown, we use the ngClass directive to conditionally apply the hidden class based on the isMegamenuOpen signal. When isMegamenuOpen evaluates to false, the hidden class is applied, hiding the megamenu. If isMegamenuOpen is true, the megamenu is visible. Here, add the class MT4 to add a top margin. Then add the classes left1/2 and translate x1/2 to position the element horizontally at the center and offset it by half of its width. Go to your browser. Click on the mega menu to open it, and click again to close it. Click on the mega menu to open it, and click outside to close it. You can see that it's working as expected. Let's see if it works in responsive mode also. Click on the mega menu to open it, and click again to close it. Click on the mega menu to open it, and click outside to close it. Click here to open the mega menu, then click on the hamburger menu to close the mega menu. You can see that it's working as expected, even in responsive mode. In this video, we learned how to install Flowbite with Tailwind CSS 4.0 in Angular 19. We also covered how to implement the functionality to close the drop-down and mega menu when clicking outside. If you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Feel free to drop any questions or comments below, and I'll be happy to help. I will see you in next tutorial. Till then, stay safe.